Welcome to the Automobile Barcelona auto show in May of 2025. I was planning to come here anyway to see all the cool new electric cars on offer from the European and Asian manufacturers. But with my connections back to EVTV, they were sent a press connection to visit a company called Baltasar. Now, I've heard of them, but didn't know much about them. You have definitely never heard of them. The cool thing is they are based right here in Barcelona, actually just in the hills to the west of the city, and they make an electric supercar called the Revolt. And the design was introduced around 2012, and they're going to go into limited production next year, basically hand-built by the spec of the customer. But today, at this show, they are introducing the Revolt R, which is basically a racing version of that vehicle that is not street legal. It is racing only. So we are approaching a great level of motorsport in the electric world now, comparing to a lot of the gas-powered manufacturers that are offering gas-powered race car-only models. So let's go and have a look. Please feed the YouTube algorithm by giving the video a like. If you want to see more like this, click subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. If you want to chip in on my expenses, I now have Patreon and YouTube memberships. This is Michael Brown, your roving EVTV reporter, and today I'm at the Automobile Barcelona, the Barcelona car show in May of 2025. And we have a very special event today. We got a press invitation to come and visit the Baltasar electric supercar company at their booth, where they are announcing for the very first time this car, which is an upgraded track-only car of their normal Revolt car, which is just about to be released next year. So today we have Mr. Baltasar Lopez, the CEO, lead designer, lead engineer, the whole thing. He's got all the hats, and he's going to take us through first himself and then talk about the cars and the underlying technology they have. So thank you very much, Mr. Lopez. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for being here. I'm very honored to have you here with us in the Automobile Barcelona 2025 in Barcelona, where we are launching the Baltasar Revolt R. Well, I'm an engineer, passionate for automotive technology, cars, old cars, classic cars, racing cars, everything with wheels. So since I was a child, I had the dream to build my own car, my own company, developing very special cars. So I studied engineering. My first jobs were related to battery technology development and the research side. At the university, I started a team developing Formula SA.
Oh yes, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Cars, and we were definitely in the United States in Formula Hybrid in Dortmund, New Hampshire. We won competition back
fantastic.
in 2012, the engineering side, and I've been building this.
Yeah. This is how Mate Rimat started too.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Yes.
I think he was not rated to form a student, but building something in the university, I think people who has the dream to develop something technological is always from the beginning, since a child. This is something in common. And well, as I mentioned, since then I wanted to build this. It's taking time because I didn't want to do just an electric car, very sporty, very fast, straight line acceleration. I wanted something special like the classic light vehicles, like Lotus ones.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Colin Chapman and Lotus.
Is one of my references.
Yeah, because his big theory of building a car is you add lightness.
Exactly.
Because the lighter the car is, the better it goes.
Exactly. And I'm as a car passionate, I do love combustion engine cars. That's for the petrol heads.
Sure. Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
don't be afraid.
Yeah.
It's a future,
Yeah.
and it's very passionate. And I wanted to build that kind of car that, despite being electric, it's not that the car is as passionate as an combustion engine one.
Yeah.
Is that's why we call this car Revolt. It's
Okay.
Revolt because in Catalan, where we are from, it means turns from a circuit.
Oh, okay.
This is a car for doing turns.
Yeah.
Revolt, obviously, because it's electric, but
Yes.
Revolt also because this is a mindset revolution.
That's what I thought. It was a play on words for revolution and volt electric.
That's why
So
we say the Revolt is the track electric revolution, the three items
Okay.
that is behind this name. And it is because you're a petrol head, you start saying, oh, this is a washing machine, this is
Yeah.
electrical. But once you've seen this, once you feel how it drives, the driving position, the feeling, you don't have external help, you don't have no one between your hands and your feet and the road. And at the same time doing this with the maximum lightness, you have to bear in mind that it is under 800 kilograms,
right.
having 500 horsepower and 1000 Newton meter torque. There are electric cars that accelerate very fast, even faster than this one, but when they arrive to the turn,
Yeah.
have to brake
Yes.
and they have to overcome lateral acceleration.
Yeah.
And that's where a minimum mass and suspension schematics, Formula One Type 1, double wishbone, A-arms, push rod, very low center of gravity. I think it's unique. And
Yes.
okay, maybe you hate electric vehicles, but before trying
Yeah.
this one,
Yeah.
that's why we
You
call
can't
it-
deny the way the car drives on the track and even on the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I found that there's actually a big hole in the market for electric supercars. There's the Rimac Nevera, $2.5 million, so that's out of the price range of most people. And then there's the mythical Tesla Roadster, which is 8 years late at a much more affordable price level for people who are in the car for, in the market for a supercar. But all the other car companies seem to be really dragging their feet and coming out with electric. I know Ferrari's got one that's just about ready, but I'm not really aware of anybody else that's in the same market as what you're targeting.
Not in the same market because of the weight,
Yes.
the price,
Yeah.
and the conception. This is for carpe diem driving experience.
Yeah.
It's for driving experience. It doesn't have air conditioning. It doesn't have
Yes.
infotainment.
Yes.
This is purpose built. And there we are alone, maybe two alone, and no one wants this. But
Yeah.
we are creating this category. Let's see, we are building the car we would like to have, and we are confident that this is going to have a match with many enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, enthusiasts that are lucky enough as to afford this kind of vehicle, because it's at the end it's everything handmade, one by one, carbon fiber. That's the technique. You can see here the pedals, the battery box, everything is machined, anodized, one by one, optimizing weight. Obviously this has a cost, but if you want something different and not necessarily better, we're confident that it's better than many other vehicles.
Sure.
But we are just saying this is for car lovers, and when you are a car lover, you don't choose. You like. If you really are a car lover, you cannot say that you don't like electric cars.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Okay, so let's dive into the technology in the Revolt and tell us what all the specs are, because we really understand this stuff and we want to be able to picture in our mind all of the parts that are underneath that carbon fiber shell.
Perfect. It has multi-tubular space frame chassis, compliant with the FIA
Okay.
standards,
Yeah.
covered with a carbon fiber
Skin.
skin.
Yes.
Exactly. Body. Also the interior. It has double wishbone suspension with push rods. It's rear-wheel drive. It's
Okay.
a car.
So it's a driver's car.
It's a
Real
driver's car.
drivers
Exactly.
prefer the rear wheel driving the car through the corner.
Exactly. It doesn't have any assistance.
Okay.
At the end,
No traction control
no
with
traction
slipping
control,
tires.
nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because it was mandatory for
Yeah.
the homologation process.
Yes.
Uh,
With the ABS maybe.
the ABS.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You can disconnect it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that, but
Yeah. Track button. Boop. Off it
Exactly.
goes. Yeah.
This obviously for the road version too, because we want the car to be very. It's the driver who is in charge of the driving. The electric system is a lithium-ion battery pack developed.
Yeah.
In
It's a
combination-
subsidiary of your own company.
Your
Is the battery technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
And
another-
we've got the one over here. It's the big carbon fiber box with the penthouse. Tesla calls it the penthouse with the contactors
Exactly.
and all the control electronics in the BMS. Yeah.
Then later, if you want, we can have a closer look.
Okay.
You will see that we also paid attention to details in the. We don't like covers that don't let you see
Oh, yeah.
the beauty of the technology.
Yes.
Because we've worked a lot in the exterior, but we haven't done any value analysis. I mean,
Okay.
we have put effort in everything in the vehicle. It doesn't mind if you are going to see it or not.
Yes.
It's a surprise for our customer that when you are repairing something or cleaning it, you see how someone paid attention to the detail that was not supposed to be seen by nobody.
Right. Right.
So far of closing things, we do like to make things to look great. Apart from being efficient and from being effective. Okay.
Right.
And the battery pack that is developed in conjunction with Mirror Battery is a company I started 11 years ago in Barcelona too.
Okay.
We are developing and manufacturing battery packs for electric vehicles manufactured in small and medium series,
Okay.
from motorbikes to supercars.
Oh, okay, I
buses,
see.
all kind of machines that need a battery,
Yeah.
but with automotive
Focus. Yeah.
automotive level
Oh, yes.
development.
Yeah.
With all certifications, type approvals, and so on. We are doing it.
Okay. And what kind of battery cell do you have
In
inside?
this case, for the Revolt, we are using lithium-ion batteries in
What's
cylindrical ones.
2170s, 1860. Okay, old school, but
Yes.
they're very, very proven in the market.
Yes.
You have a high C rated cell, so it's high discharge for
high
the motor.
discharge.
Yeah.
One of the why are we able to do so light car?
Yeah.
Mainly because of three things. No concessions to comfort. We only have
Yeah.
what you need to
Yes,
drive. In
yes.
fact, the logo of the brand is a C and a D coming from carpe diem.
Okay,
driving,
yes, yeah.
And very minimal. That's this level is what we have in the car. We only have what you need to have fun driving. So it's one of the focus to have less things. It's obvious that you have less mass.
Yes.
The other thing is everything is optimized for this vehicle. We are not sharing anything with any other platform,
Okay.
commercial vehicle, from battery to bodywork, everything, the suspensions is built for this car. It's very purpose built, so it's let us to optimize the weight. And because of this lightness, also the battery pack can be even smaller than many could
Yeah,
think.
because you don't need the energy to take the car farther if you're lighter. Yes.
We have to bear in mind that we are nearly 3 times lighter than the theoretical.
Yeah, only
Tesla
800
Roadster.
kilos is
So this
very,
is
very light.
translated into driving efficiency.
Yeah.
So you don't need so much battery. Okay, and that's why we are able to be under 800 kilograms. Okay, and we are now at the end of the type approval, international type approval process to enter the market in early 2026.
The homologation process.
process.
And what areas of the world are you targeting? Europe and North America, or where else?
This homologation now is for Europe
Okay.
and UK.
Yeah.
But all we have developed is thinking that we can bring the car abroad.
Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing I found when I brought my 914 over into Spain is they were focused on the rear fog light, the red light at the back of the car. I had to put an extra light on the back. I know you run into crazy rules from all the different countries to fully support homologation.
Especially when you are at the limit of the rules.
Yes.
Because if you see this car and you know about homologation, the first thing that comes to your mind is it's not homologable.
Yeah.
You cannot homologate that.
It's almost contradictory. In two countries, they say you have to have this, but you can't have this. So is the car able to be configured in software to turn some things on and turn some things off based on the country?
It's possible, but most of the things are related to external things and key features like having or not the ABS, impact, demand, the resistance to fire, things that are common to the different countries.
Okay, that's good.
Because we are not thinking, we don't want this car to be to have the homologation for 1 or 2 units. We are thinking a little bit, it's going to be hand-built, and we are never going to manufacture never more than 100 units per year of this kind of car.
Yes.
But we definitely want this to be possible to drive this in the roads anywhere.
Okay.
So
great.
The homologation process is taken very seriously from the beginning. In fact, at university was my final thesis of the engineering. How to homologate electric vehicles in small series. People say it's not very fun.
Yes.
Why? Because we weren't.
Yeah. Are you able to submit computational fluid calculations for your crash protection, or do you have to actually crash a car?
We have to do both.
Okay.
We have to do both.
Yeah.
Because obviously we want to do the minimal destructive test.
Yeah. Yes.
But you do have to do it, and it's hybrid. It's a hybrid process. You have to do a lot of simulation, but also testing. Yeah.
I remember reading about when Rimac was doing theirs. They had the same test car, but they would crash the front and then crash the side and then crash the back to not spend so much money and effort.
In fact, our plan, we are doing so, is to finish the process with only 6 vehicles.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very small number to get through.
Number. What we have to do is like this, and now we are at the end of this process. And meanwhile, we've developed this version that we are unveiling in the Automobile Barcelona 2025. That is the R1.
Right.
That is a version focused only for the track, for the circuit. You can drive it in the road with a evolved aero package with ERS, sorry.
Yes. That's the big wing in the back, which actively flips up depending on if you need more downforce through a corner and less downforce on the straightaway, just like a Formula One car.
Slick tires, single seater.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, we can show a little bit.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yes.
And I will also put up some of your press photos in the video so people can get a look at how everything goes.
And if not, at baltasar.com you will have all the material, videos, and so on.
Yeah.
And here you've the vehicle.
Very Formula One inspired diffuser in the back. Yes.
Fully functional one. Nothing fake in this car. Okay. The height, you can see it's very, very, very low.
Yes.
Something from a aesthetical point of view we wanted.
And these are the actuators that drive the DRS function.
Exactly.
They must be very strong to be able to fight the wind at high speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here behind this rear cover this rear body cover, what we've got is the battery pack,
Mm-hmm.
motor, inverter, DC-DC, and so on.
And it's a single-speed transmission
Single-speed
to
transmission.
the wheels.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
What kind of a step-down ratio do you have? About 8 or 9 to 1?
I would like not to share this. this
Oh yes, understood.
Because for those who see your videos,
Yeah.
can take some notes.
Yes, yes. Trade secrets are important. Okay.
By the moment.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And here the interior,
Wow. Carbon fiber shell racing seat.
6 points harness.
Yeah. I think I would
Release.
need a small pad for my back in here.
Could be
I don't
possible.
think I want to be bouncing around up against carbon fiber. Fire extinguisher is mandatory.
Removable
Yeah.
steering wheel.
Yeah. And there's no buttons on the wheel because the driver is in control of the car.
This is for the R version. It's true that for the Road version we do have all the commands of the
Oh.
lights and the driving modes, the regenerative selection in the steering wheel. You
Yeah.
can see it in the other vehicles,
Okay.
but not in the R1.
Yeah.
Here in the front, for example, you can see the hybrid brakes with aluminum hats, all optimized. You can see that it's
Did you build the brake system in-house or did you go to Brembo or partner with someone?
we partner with a company.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah.
Obviously, the surplus, the hat, and is made in house, but the rotor and the calipers are made in cooperation with the company.
Yes. Yeah, they're so highly specialized. It makes sense to just talk with
and
them.
we're not offering nothing special to the
Yeah.
market in the brakes.
Right.
Okay.
And this splitter in the front really helps the aerodynamics of when you're driving the car at speed.
Here, this part of the vehicle, we like it a lot because it integrates the lights, but it also makes some downforce at the same time that is an intake to cool down the brakes, the
Okay.
front brakes, and bring fresh air
Yeah.
to the battery pack
Okay.
at the rear.
Yeah.
To the-
I see a little
Yes, also
air
here.
intake right there.
Yes. It works very well
Yeah.
when you are turning, but not when you are in a straight line.
Yes.
The air is coming directly from the front.
Okay. Yeah, because the air will go down the side of the
Exactly.
car when you're at speed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, it's a beautiful machine.
Thank you very much.
And I saw on your website there was a target price that you were looking at when this goes on the market.
Yes, it's not official still, but it will be something around 450,000 euros, more or less. But it's not still fixed.
I think that's in the really good sweet spot of pricing for a car with these capabilities, going up against some of the market leaders out there with their gas cars.
At the end,
And then it's just so unique too.
very unique,
Yeah.
all built by hand. And you have to bear in mind that, for example, the seats and the pedals are designed for each customer.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
this is like a skiing boot. You
Yes.
have to feel it very comfortable
yeah.
for it's to make a sport. It's not ideal for everyone.
Yeah.
So we have to.
Yeah. And is the pedal box, is that adjustable?
Yes, you can
Or
see.
because normally the seat is fixed and you move the pedal box.
In this case, for the truck version, it's
Yeah.
fixed.
Yes.
You can only move the pedals.
Yeah.
For the road one, you can move the pedals and the seat.
Okay, yeah.
But you can see that this part we can make it depending on the driver needs, and you can put it
Okay.
forward or backwards, and these plates you can change the position, and also here you have these plates to change the offset of each pedal.
Oh yeah, you can put some spacers in there just to
Exactly.
do a fine tuning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the end, you have to feel it very comfortable. You're going to work a lot driving this car.
Yes.
People ask us if what about the range? How much time? Well, if I go to the circuit, to the track, you have to work so hard.
Yes.
Because you don't have these aids, that your personal battery will end before the battery pack is empty.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But if you ask the question, you can make nearly 40 minutes in track, full throttle.
Okay. Yep. That's a good number of laps, and then you come in and you do a DC fast charge, and then you're back out on the track again. And a lot of tracks around the world are starting to install high capacity chargers simply because there's so many EVs out there in the world now.
Well,
yeah. Wonderful. Okay. So I know that your factory is located just over the hill to the west of Barcelona in Sant Cugat. Is that how you say it? And I would love, whenever it's good for you, to come out for a visit, have a chat, take a look at your factory, and you can, hide anything you don't want us to see. But, we're the kind of people who we really want to see the how it's built and what's under the covers.
You and your audience are invited. It's, as you said, very, very near here in Cerdanyola del Vallès. We are building a new factory, a bigger one in Sant Cugat del Vallès, and we will share some time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wonderful. All right, well, we'll keep in touch and let me know when it's a good time for a visit. Okay, thank you so much. It was great to meet you and great to see the attention that your car is getting here at the show. Are you seeing a lot of hits on your website now with your announcements?
I'm not focused on that at the moment.
Yeah.
In fact, we are a company very focused inwards. I mean, we've been working close in the product.
Yeah.
You may see more about us in the next years to come.
Yeah.
Once we are fully ready for the market.
Yeah. And the car's pretty much going to sell itself. You just have to let people know in the world that it's here. So, yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank my Patreons and YouTube members, Peter Bouvier, Puppy, and Craig, for their ongoing support. I see that a whopping 96% of my viewers are not subscribers. So please go ahead and click that subscribe button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Thanks and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.